So guys, you see this video right like here beside the Trae Young face one? Where you can see I built a God squad from scratch in 12 hours. And that was exactly 30 days from Friday. It was exactly 30 days from Friday. That was Wednesday before. So in those 30 days, we've gone a long way. We've gone a long, long way, lads. And this is what we've done the 30 days of NBA 2K22 MyTEAM from day 1 to day number 30. Including some days that we just did not play on this exact account. So, let's get on to it.
So day 1 was the first day we started off our team, lads. So in general, we just typed in some locker codes. Like that was essentially what I did on day 1. There was like, I think it was the fan favorites week. It was kind of early in season 6 when we ended up starting this account up. And like we obviously went from nothing. I made like the 12-hour grind. You can see like hour 1 in the left-hand corner. That was, well, this is the video that started all off, like the most viewed video from 2K21 on my channel, or 2K22 on my channel. So there was a locker code for Rodman. Like we ended up unlocking the auctions very quickly. We sold the Rodman a little bit too early. I think I sold him for like 3.5k, but like, by the hell, I could have gotten like 10k. We then went and completed the playoff challenges, the easy ones. We ended up completing the playoff moment challenges, the play-in ones. Like there are still like 2 more entire rounds to complete of these, and like it's looking like this could be over by next Monday, which would be kind of interesting. But this is the team we built on day 1. Not a bad squad, and the annoying thing is I sold that Tyler Hansbrough before his Evo. Then day number 2, Luka Doncic comes out. Again, that Tyler Hansbrough card would have sold for so much more had I held him. He'd probably be in my team right now, but nah, he's long gone. But yeah, we honestly just grinded using Ty Lue. We grinded TT offline using Ty Lue early, which was the kind of my meta for making MT. Luka Doncic really was not a great card, but still a bit of a glitchy jumper. And then on day 2, that night, like this is while I was still in bed. I was still kind of like completely bed bound after my surgery. So I just decided, you know what, screw it, I'm doing nothing else. Let me just snipe for 6 hours and see what I can get. So I watched I think there was like 3 playoff games that night. It was when there was 3 playoff games a night. I watched all 3 of the playoff games, sniped throughout the whole thing, and we basically stuck on the Pelicans and Hawks filter. We ended up picking up a Dunktober Jokic card, who was our first like real dark matter. Like I know we had Beal, we had Trae Young, but he was our first real dark matter. We kept on the filter. We were making a little bit, and as you can see at the bottom, the moment of pain where we sold Tyler Hansbrough. But he's like very, very good right now. And then in the end, we now had a chance to get a Jay Williams card on day number 3, which was a good card. Like Jay Williams was very solid. Like we completed it fairly easily. It was a double-double. Luka Doncic. Not that difficult, just to chuck bricks and get offensive boards with the card. And scoring 10, obviously, with Luka was going to be super easy. And TTO. Then Jay Williams had a super fast release. Like he is that Jeff Green release, which is super fast. It's definitely better off the catch than it is off the dribble, but he wasn't not bad at all. And then to end day number 3, we ended up getting Billy Owens in. The limited edition packs, they had some good, obviously guaranteed dark matter, but Billy Owens really was the only great cheap player. To go into day number 6 then, because obviously we didn't do anything really over the weekend, there was a DeAndre Hunter card that came up. And now this guy was a beast. Now this DeAndre Hunter card was a beast. Like I'm very confident I could still run DeAndre Hunter and be fine. We ended up, I think it was like 5 assists, 15 points with Jay Williams. We had to kind of like bait the other team scoring. But DeAndre Hunter, man, I'm telling you, this guy was 39 goals, ridiculous animations. He had the leaner and everything. Like, he was so good. Like, Scotty behind the back. I said he was better than Dark Matter Gary Payton, which was true until, well, today. Then, obviously, using the guy in game, he had 0-3 tendencies. They left him open. Incredible card. The next day, however, was a huge day for takeover or takeoff packs. Because, like, yeah, some of the guys were kind of cheap, but like Clay, I strongly considered using Clay. But Jermaine O'Neal was the guy that was coming straight into my team no matter what. So we were still, honestly, we're selling off all of our Hawks players. You can see here, the ones we had remaining, we were having to sell off for $850. Like, these guys are going for $1850 like 3 days earlier. Or 5 days earlier, which is nuts. We still just had to sell off our remaining ones. And then I also bought so many limitless spot ups. So I bid 250 over that weekend on a load of bronze limitless spot ups. We were able to sell them for more. We had like 20 limitless spot up badges in our collection. We then ended up buying a Jermaine O'Neal card. I didn't show my actually buying it, but we actually, from just selling all the limitless spot ups we had, you can see how many we have. Like, these are all selling for like 2,000 ish each, and I bought these all for 250 MT, and we ended up basically making a Jermaine O'Neal for free, who was insane. Going into day 8 though, this was the first day. You can see me in the office. This is my first day after getting into the boot, and I was actually able to kind of like sit at my office for a small amount of time, like not too long, but a small amount of time, which was really good because I've been bedbound for 2 weeks. But obviously 2 cards that I didn't care about, Lambeer and Marcus Johnson. The only decent was Lambeer, and Johnson, we only got Lambeer. Smush was a really nice card. This card was like a very slept on. As far as Ruby point cards go, he was a beast. Then day 9, nothing really happened on that Thursday, but that day was when they announced the glitch set, and this is when we realized, we were like, oh crap, it's kind of endgame. It really is kind of endgame. So Larry Bird was announced, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I was excited about Larry, but it wasn't like, oh, it's game over. And then Simmons came out, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be tough. But big players don't move as well, so I was like, you know what, he's just gonna be really a defender. Maybe he'd be better power forward. And then they announced Glitch, yeah. I was gonna live in hope that he was only gonna be 7'5", because they said 7'5" stretch 5, but nah, 7'6", even better than expected. Yeah, it was a freaking demon. Coming into day 10, they actually released a locker code for a Jason Williams card. They put him in only in the right corner, and we managed to get him, so I was happy with that. We sold him, I think, for like 25,000 MT. Made a decent profit. Didn't even bother doing his XP because I hated the card. Like this, I know he's base 3 and quick. This is one of my least favorite cards ever. And like even that night, obviously we had like the really good cards, who were some top cards, and even Dirk came out that day. So this was kind of a big day for my team. But it was the budget cards that I was really excited about, and like Herder was good. But the guys that I was really excited about were D'Lo and Jack Sigma. And we ended up paying, I think we had like 30 for Sigma. We had like 33 for D'Lo. So we made a bit of a loss, but I think I used Sigma and D'Lo for enough wins that I don't really mind making a loss on a card like that, even if it is like, because it was only a 10k loss or so. And then that day they actually put a event in the game, and you can see so many Kobe's here. Basically the event was that like there was like pink diamonds in like boards, vaults and stuff, but they were so easy to get. But what ended up happening was that the bots, the auctioneers bots, start buying these for 100k. Carlo right here played TTO for 24 hours. I made 5 million MT. Yes, 5 million. Then going into the Monday was when the first round playoff moments cards were out. So we ended up getting 8 of these cards. And honestly, of these cards, I think Mikal Bridges was good. I liked Marcus Smart. And I thought Bane was okay, but like Poole wasn't good. Like Brunson was terrible. There were a lot of not great dark matters here. And like coming into my squad, like the only ones that remained in my squad were Bane for a while. Bane we got rid of him quick. And like right now, Herb Jones is the only one that's in my squad. And he was a play-in moments reward. And we've had like, obviously we've had 2 rounds since then, but like Herb Jones is literally the only one that's in my squad all this time. So I mean, I don't regret doing them, but it wasn't great. Then day 14, we were so excited when we saw Luka Doncic. He was a bum. Dino was very expensive, but Draymond was a beast. And then Brandon Clark was the most like disappointing, because stats and badges wise and animations, Brandon Clark was really good. The only issue with Brandon Clark was he looked about 6'3" in game. He's meant to be 6'8". He has the smallest player build I have ever seen. Like, we thought Jamal Crawford was bad. No, Brandon Clark was bad. Like, if you had said this was a 6'4" point guard, just looking at him, you would say, yeah, you're probably right. He's meant to be 6'8" in game. Then, thankfully, we got diamonds, and I don't know why I thought this was another one. This is Kenny Martin Jr. I literally uploaded this video. Didn't even do a gameplay with the guy. He was that bang average. Like, yeah, it's a bit of a rough day. But thankfully, the next day, woke up. Robert freaking Covington. Now, this guy is a player that I could use today and have a lot of success with. You can use Rocco and have a ton of success in my team. Like, Rocco is kind of that guy. He's a really good player. Like, jumper is super nice. And later that night, we're not done yet, Invincible Shaq was announced. So I sold a lot of my like Siakams and stuff because they were all part of, I think were they part of playoff agendas and stuff. So we had a lot of good cards. Obviously, Rick Smith's, we ended up getting him. Kuminga. So we got a lot of good cards in the day of the Supernova. But the day of the Invincible Shaq, so many people were opening packs that these cards were so cheap. We bought all of these opals for cheap. I still have a lot of them in my collection. I need to sell them. They're going for in and around what I bought them for. So it was not the end of the world. And then day 20 was kind of like a disappointing. It was a disappointing Pink Diamond Spreewell. It's not like Spreewell was bad. Like a lot of people were saying Spreewell was awful, but he was very mid. He was just kind of very average. And like, I think I made a video saying that Pink Diamond's having a mid off. Then for some reason on a Monday night they announced Tatum, which was kind of cool because Tatum was a beast. And then Vlade Divac came out, and Vlade was incredibly mid as well. Like, I'm not saying Vlade was a bad card. He was just so average. Like, him and Spreewell were okay. Then Julius Randle came out. Came out with 17 Hoffs. Which was a bit disappointing because Pink Diamonds were getting more than 17 Hoffs at this stage. We got 17 Hoffs the day before on Vlade. And then they ended up upgrading him to 22 Hall of Fame badges. And it didn't matter. He sucked. Julius Randle absolutely sucked. I don't care what anyone says. Julius Randle was terrible. He was terrible. Then the next day, for some reason, the streamer Because TK decided to call me out, saying that he could beat me using only Invincible Dirk on my host. Safe to say, after a quarter, he started shooting with other players. And safe to say, he was most definitely wrong, as the score is a solid 20-point lead for me. And after bricking this fadeaway, he then just said, you know what? Screw this. I'm out of here. I'm out of here at the end of the third quarter. Then Steve Francis came out later. And Francis was just fun. Like, was Francis the best card in the world? No. But Francis was just straight up fun. Which is something we had not seen before. Like, he had the Francis size up. Like, he moved so well. Good release. He was just fun. The next day, 2K then gave us what was maybe the best freaking card in the game at the time. We got him. We got Richard Jefferson. And this guy is still in my squad. I think I could use this guy in game and he'd be perfectly fine. And this guy, they saw we like Francis's dribble sigs. Oh, let's just give him to Richard Jefferson. He had insanely good jump shot, insanely good sigs. An argument can still be made to this day that he's the best shooting guard in my team. Like, there's a lot of good players, but an argument can be made to this day that he is still the very best. And like, also that came into the squad, like, we bought a lot of other guys. And it's funny, like, the best of all these guys, the one that's still in my squad right now is Boban. And he was like the most slept on of all these. But these were all really good cards. There was no bad card in this batch. I think Odin was good. Trust me, there was not a single bad card in this entire batch, which was great. I was a huge fan of what 2K did with this batch of cards. Like, it was a great batch. Like, Francis had, I wasn't sure if I was keeping him on my team. I was like very 50-50 with him and Marcus Smart. I think I probably went with Smart in the end. But yeah, no question about it. Jefferson was in my squad. Badier stayed, and in the end, Boban went in. So then the following Monday, we managed to get all of the free cards. It was the season, or it was the second round cards. And we were only meant to get 4. We ended up getting 7, which was cool. Dinwiddie is a guy that was still in my team, honestly, until I got Drew Holiday yesterday. Butler is a guy who's still on my team. So this is a really like good batch of cards. And then they also came out with super packs, which actually didn't tank the market at all. I was surprised considering the way the odds were, but I mean, I don't think people really open super packs anymore, especially end of season super packs. But again, at the end of 27 days, we really did have a nice team, and the game mode had changed so much since the start. Day number 28, the West Brick Day. The West Brick Day. A guy named West Brick called me out in Twitch chat. Turned out it was Ty Debo on a freaking burner. Oh, there's a reason why I don't play randoms anymore. It was Ty Debo on a burner, knowing exactly that I get angry if I see first-time user talking trash. I ended up getting off to quite a big lead. Like, I think I had a 5-point lead before he said, oh, he was going to turn it up. We actually pulled it out to like 14, but then Ty just actually turned it up, and it got kind of bad. It got kind of bad, not gonna lie. Day number 29, nothing really happened other than they announced Season 7 rewards. I don't really think anything happens with this, because the rewards are really just RNG. Obviously, Fernando Martin got announced, but I mean, Fernando Martin is, we already kind of knew that previously. The rest of these cards were okay. Like, I got Aldridge on my account. Aldridge probably coming in back at power forward. But, yeah, pretty nice. Then the final day, we managed to buy a Joe Johnson card, who was really just, he was a good player. He was a good player. And to be honest, that's all we really did on the first day of Season 7. And yeah, that is basically it, to be honest.
So as you can see right here, we are now at the end. This is our full team. This is our full team. Let me just get my face out of there. Our full team. This is what we have managed to put together. 250,000 MT with Denny Avdia, Spencer Dinwiddie, Richard Jefferson, Joe Johnson. We actually have more than that because we sold, what's his name, for nearly 50k. We sold 49k is what we sold. We have 300k because we sold, what's his name? Oh, I forgot. Jermaine O'Neal. We sold him. So Denny Avdia, Joe Johnson, Herb Jones, Lamar Odom, and Boban with Spencer Dinwiddie, Richard Jefferson, Jimmy Butler, Trae Young is not on the team. Is in fact Jack Sikkim at the 4 and Hakeem Olajuwon at the 5. With a bunch of other other players. As well as that, our collection, we've got some nice players. We've completed for all of these. We have 11 Dark Matters in our collection. We have another entire 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We still another 20 Galaxy Opals with pages of diamonds and pink diamonds. We developed this much of a squad with a large amount of MT to go. We sold back our Joe Johnson because I was perfectly happy with running Mikal Bridges in my squad, not gonna lie. I was perfectly fine running him. So if I wanted to sell back my Joe Johnson, I'll be sitting here on the best part of 400,000 MT with all of these guys. And that's not any crazy sniping. Not doing anything too crazy. We've still managed to build a squad like this. So anyway, lads, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.